Hey guys, and welcome back to another Axel 72 video, and today I am back with another interview and I'm here with Masood Abdulah. How are you, lad?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I am great, thank you. I'm very much appreciating you doing this.
No, thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
So just going into this, you're a now super bantamweight and you're 5-0 and you're 28, am I right?
28. Yeah, correct.
Alright, okay. And so if you're on around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like video, and let's get straight into it. So the question which I always like to start off with is who inspired you to get into boxing?
No one really inspired me. I was a
Mm-hmm.
kickboxer before I was a boxer,
Mm-hmm.
and I literally just done it as a way to bond with my younger brother. And then, one thing leads to another. I'm fighting, winning, and breaking records.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just happened by accident.
Oh, right, okay. So my next kind of question is kind of leading from the answer. So is that the reason why you got into boxing, just or kickboxing, just to kind of be with your brother?
I mean, kickboxing was something which I was into.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done it for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get into MMA, so that was
Oh,
my main
right.
thing. So I had two MMA fights.
Mm-hmm.
My hands were terrible. I couldn't box to save my life.
Really?
And my younger brother was a boxer, so I went and
Mm-hmm.
joined his club
Mm-hmm.
just as a way to bond with him. And then, that guy kicked my ass, so I kept on going back, trying to learn what he did.
Right.
And then it just became an obsession.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. That's quite a different answer to what I've heard from many other people. The fact that you did try go MMA first and then it just didn't really work out.
Yeah, I mean, I had two MMA fights,
Mm-hmm.
just inter-club fights.
Yeah.
Won them both, but
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to improve my craft.
Mm-hmm.
And the best place to go is the proper amateur gym.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's where I got stuck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So obviously you then went down the amateur career after you had your MMA fights. So what happened, if you can remember, in your first amateur fight?
My first couple of amateur fights, I stopped. I stopped quite a number of people. I think
Mm-hmm.
I've had one of the highest number of stoppages. So I've had
Oh, right.
34 fights,
Mm-hmm.
only 4 losses, and they were
Mm-hmm.
early on in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I stopped my first 5 opponents back to back.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah, it was just hard to get matchups.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, if you're doing that to people, I mean, obviously you got the 34 amateur fights, like you said, and I mean, is it? Did you kind of just outgrow amateur fighting? Is that why you turned pro, or was there another reason?
No, I mean, so for amateurs, there was nothing left for me.
Yeah.
Aside from the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
I beat the GB #1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I beat everybody there was to beat. I beat the guy who actually went to the Commonwealth Games right now, Joe
Oh,
Tice.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't send me to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to get a spot in the Team GB because of my age, so
Oh, right.
I literally had no choice but to turn pro. And,
Mm-hmm.
and plus, I wanted to get on with my career. The only reason why I turned to Team GB is if I could go to the Olympics, and I had
Yeah.
to wait another 4 years for that, and that
No.
wasn't
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah. So that's completely fair. So obviously you then went on and had your pro debut. How do you kind of feel looking back at it? How do you feel that went? Were you just a bit nervous and just ended up getting the win, or how else?
So my pro debut was a good pro debut. I
Mhm.
wish I had defended myself a little bit more because I
Mhm.
got caught with one or two silly shots. Nothing
Right.
that phased me.
Yeah.
I stopped the guy in the second round,
Mhm.
and he's a tough lad. And I'm the only person that stopped him
Wow. Okay.
so early onwards.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean I trained hard for it.
Mhm.
I left no stones unturned, and I fought with no crowd.
Oh,
That
right.
was that was a really good experience, and I'm super happy that I was one of the people to fight. During the pandemic.
Mhm. I bet that must have been a bit of a strange experience as well.
Not really. I mean,
Mhm.
I've been to a lot of amateur fights. I've been all over the place. So
Yeah.
I've had places where I fought where there was very little crowd.
Oh, right. Fair.
None of my supporters there. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. So obviously, um, you then went on to have 4 or 5 other fights. What I was just kind of wondering, what fight would you say is your best, where you performed at your highest level?
I say my third fight.
Third fight. All right.
third fight, I trained immensely hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
So my first fight, I stopped the guy in the second round. My
Yep.
second fight, I stopped him in 40 seconds. My third fight, I stopped him in the second round, but
Right.
I was sharp.
Yeah.
I went through the paces.
Mm-hmm.
I barely got tagged, and yeah, just completely one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
My opponent is a good lad. Me and him are friends on social media.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, just completely dominated him. And he did say, he said, I was possibly the best person he's ever fought. And he's fought
Right.
a bunch of different people. He was
Yeah.
Midlands champion as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. So you seem just from that alone, you seem like a very deadly yet entertaining fighter.
I mean, hopefully, let's see how it go, let's see how it works out in the near future.
Right. Okay. So obviously you're currently with Queensberry Promotions. Am I right in saying?
Yep, Queensberry Promotions.
Yeah.
Tied in with BT Sports.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was kind of just wondering, what is it like working with Frank Warren and BT Sports?
I mean, I haven't really dealt with them too much.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I request is that my contract gets met fully.
Mm-hmm.
So far it's all good.
Yeah.
I've got another 2 fights planned this year.
All right.
Hopefully I have one more tune-up fight and then a title fight by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
So obviously I was that was kind of going to lead on to be my next question, but I'll get onto that in a minute. I was just kind of wondering, how tough was your last fight?
It's not that the opponent was tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that I was weak. So I overtrained for that fight.
Okay.
I was being silly. I was being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I should have taken appropriate time to rest after Ramadan, but I didn't.
Right.
And again, I done the 8 rounds super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Another weight division which I dropped down to.
Yeah.
If I had an extra 20-30 seconds, he would have been out there.
Yeah.
So it's just the fact that I was a little bit weaker.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could fight that kid again, because
Yeah.
personally thinking, if I prepare for that again, I would knock him out in the second round,
Mm-hmm.
first round. No issue with that.
Yeah. All right. So obviously you've moved down quite a few weight classes. Are you happy where you are now, or do you think you might have to go to another one?
So I'm not going lower than this.
Mm-hmm.
If I go lower than this, it starts becoming unhealthy.
Right.
I'm getting older, so I can't afford to drop too much weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give this weight one more test,
Mm-hmm.
see how it goes. If I perform good, cool. I'll campaign at this weight for a title fight, and there's loads of competitors
Definitely.
at this rate. Frank Warren has some of the best fighters at super bantam. If I don't feel good, I'll go up a weight. I'll go up to I'll go up to featherweight and campaign there for a title. So regardless, my next fight is a test. The fight after is a title fight, and I need to get a title. That's it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you kind of know what you want in your career, because a lot of fighters aren't too sure and are just kind of hoping, but you're very determined on what you want.
No, I mean I've seen a lot of fights, like they spend 4 or 5 years just fighting for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm looking to make history. I'm looking to become the first Afghan world champion, and only my 5th fight I had my second undefeated professional fight. So I'm not looking to hang about. I want to be tested. I don't want to be in the sport for too long, because again, we've seen the amount of people with brain damage and
Of course.
the long-lasting health effects to it. I'm not here to hang about. I'm just here to earn my money, break records, and then leave.
Great. Okay. So obviously you said that you are wanting to fight 2 more times this year. Do you have a roundabout date at the moment?
So early October I'm going to fight, and then possibly early December. So early October, get one more test. Again, another step up in opponents. And December, go in with a proper 50-50 fight, or if not, like I'm going to be the, I'll be the guy on the challenger.
The B side, right? Okay.
B side, that's it.
Yeah. So is it any particular belt that you're wanting, or is it just whichever one comes available?
I don't really care about what belt. So I just want to fight for a title.
Okay.
Just get my name up the ranks. So far, I think I'm ranked number 14.
Okay.
And I just want to reach top 10, something like that, and then make my mark in the sport.
Definitely. All right. So obviously, I'm gonna give you this second to last question. Obviously, you said you were not trying to stay fighting for too long, but I was wondering, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years,
Mhm.
definitely, definitely a world title,
Mhm.
like in my possession, and then defending it and all that kind of stuff. But this year I want a title. Next year I want to campaign for a hopefully, God willing, I want to campaign for a British Commonwealth or an EBU title, so
Yep.
proper 12 round
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
Year after, hopefully, if God willing, things go well, I can campaign for a world title. So
Great.
yeah, 5 years time, I hope I'm defending titles and then
Mhm.
made enough money to eventually retire.
Yes. Obviously if you're 28 now, you're gonna be just heading into your prime. So I'm not surprised that you're saying you've got big things yet to come.
Yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing in the amateurs. I think I
Mhm.
was within 2.5 years. I had 34 fights. I
Mhm.
was the fastest person to win the ABA title in the shortest period of
Oh
time,
wow.
and I won multiple titles in
Mhm.
one season. So I won the national developments, intermediates, elites, and tri nations all within the same year. So I want to make the same impact I did with the amateurs in the pros.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you will be able to do that. Just from your mindset alone, you do seem like you're very determined.
Yeah, I mean, I know what's at stake.
Mhm.
My age is a big factor, so I can't afford to hang about like the youngsters, like have 50 tune-up fights and then have a real test.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm about.
Yeah.
I'm
Well.
all about progression, growing, and then testing myself more than
Mhm.
anything else.
Right. So obviously, I'm going to leave it with this final question. Um, and that is just the final question, which you always like to leave it with. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out?
I just want to give my sponsors a shout out.
Hmm.
So LMS Gym. I want to give Ringside a shout out. Jim
Hmm.
Goose. And yeah, that's it. And I want to give my coach a shout out because yeah, Steve Borton,
Yeah.
because he's done a really good job
Hmm.
in helping me prepare, being a good mentor. That's about it.
Right.
And of course my nutritionist, because without her, I don't think I'll be able to
Hmm.
drop weight to any of this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, well, I very much appreciate you doing this, and
Okay, thank you.
you seem like an inspiration to the younger fighters, especially as you're trying to be the first Afghan world champion. You're definitely going to be inspiring the next generation, from what I can tell.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alright, okay, so thanks for watching. Like the video if you didn't like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.